Hi, my name's Lilica. When it comes to AS level English, paper 1 tends to be the paper that scares students the most. I know just how stressful and overwhelming it can feel to have to do past papers, but not even knowing how to do those to prepare for your exam because you don't even know where to start when it comes to writing an analytical essay. So because of this, today I'm going to be covering exactly what you need to do and some tips and tricks you can use to answer section A and B of the 2 questions that you'll have to answer for paper 1. Okay, so let's get into it. Just so that we're all on the same page, for paper 1, there are 3 questions/texts. You will have to do question 1, but you can pick between question 2 or 3 for the last part of your exam. Each text has a section A and a section B. In section A, you'll be asked to comment on the language and style of the text, and in section B, you'll be asked to write 120 to 150 words in the style of the text that you had been given for that specific question. To start this paper off, you'll obviously have to start by actually reading the text that they give you. I'd suggest skimming through all of the texts and from the get-go deciding whether you'll be answering question 2 or 3 for the second half of your exam. I think it's best to get that decision out of the way just right out of the gate so that you don't have that extra stress sitting on you as you're answering question 1. Speaking of question 1, read the first text and underline and annotate the text. Point out any specific conventions or words that they're using that evokes a specific emotion and contribute to the purpose of the text based on the style that it has been written in. Each text will have a specific style, and based on that style, it'll have a specific purpose. Decide what you think the purpose of the specific text that you've been given is, and this will be the groundwork for your thesis for your analytical essay. Then go through all of the parts of the essay that you've underlined and annotated on and pick 3 to 4 of the conventions that you think most prominently add to the purpose of the text. These will be the conventions that you write your analytical essay on, and also the conventions that you'll try to use when you are writing a similar piece based on the style of the text. Next, you'll have to write your analysis. Your analysis should be about 1.5 pages long. Remember, an analysis is not a summary. You can't just rewrite the text that you've been given. You have to have an overall structure and argument to what you are writing in your analysis, and what you write has to back up your statements. An analytical essay has a pretty standard structure, thankfully. It usually consists of an opening statement, a body, and then a closing statement. In your opening statement, you want to lay out the thesis of your point of view based on the purpose and style of the text that you've been given. For example, it could be like, in this descriptive piece, the writer aims to evoke a negative emotion in the reader, or something like that. That was a pretty bad one, but you get the gist of it. You then want to dive straight into the main body of your essay. The main body will be your argument. It should consist of 3 to 4 paragraphs, and each paragraph should focus on a different idea. The first sentence of your paragraph should be a statement, i.e., a specific convention that is used with the purpose of doing a specific thing. The second sentence should back up your statement via the use of a quote or a specific word that was used in the piece. Never just rewrite an entire quote. If it's just specific words that they use that evoked a specific emotion, just write something like, in the use of the word, and then write the word in quotations, this and this and this happens. If the convention that you're using to back up your statement is found in a whole sentence, rather just write the beginning of the sentence and then cut it off with an ellipsis. Of course, putting that statement in quotes to, signal that it is a quote. Your third sentence should be your own conclusion or the effect of that convention on the reader and the purpose of that effect of the convention on the reader. The last piece of the structure of an analytical essay is your conclusion. This should rephrase your thesis, maybe remind the reader of a few arguments that you've made in your essay, create a link between the ideas in your essay, and then tie it all up in a nice bow. The thing that's really going to make or break your analytical essay is how well you know and have memorized the different conventions of different styles of text when you were preparing for your exam. Without this knowledge, your essay will lack substance, and the invigilator will definitely be able to see that you don't really know what you're talking about and are mostly just sucking things out of your thumb, and because of that, you'll get a worse mark on your paper. So do not neglect to go and memorize and get to know the different styles and conventions of different types of text it'll really help you out when it comes to this exam. Okay, when it comes to section B of the questions that you'll be answering, again, those 3 to 4 conventions that you picked out before you wrote your analytical essay, try to inject those specific conventions into your piece that you are writing. Remember, it has to be similar to the piece that you were given, so try to base it off of the same topic and have the same kind of flow and of course style to the piece that you were given. 120 to 150 words is really not that much to write, so try to pick a certain part out of the piece that you were given that you think you can fit as many conventions into if you were to write your own version of it. And also one that in the end of your piece you can kind of have some closure or a sense of transition to what would be the rest of the piece that you are writing. In the end, after you've memorized all the styles and conventions, after you have memorized the framework for an analytical essay, it really just does come down to practice. For AS level English, whether it's paper 1 or paper 2, past papers are really going to be the determining factor when it comes to how well you do in your exam. If you do a lot of them, you'll do better. If you do less of them, you'll do worse. So don't forget to do as many past papers as you can in preparation for your exam, even after you've studied all of the material and after you've looked at the syllabus for the specific year that you're writing your exam. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, or maybe I was unclear on something in the video, feel free to leave those in the comments below. I try to be as responsive as I can. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you really liked the video, why not subscribe? It's free. You can always unsubscribe later. And if you like this video, this is the type of content that I do create on this channel, so chances are you'll end up liking the rest of the stuff I create. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one, and good luck on your studying journey. Remember, it's not a summary, it's an analysis. An analysis